My brother violated the one boundary I set. He brought alcohol into my recovering alcoholic husband's space, then laughed when I confronted him. "One beer won't kill him," he said with a shrug. That was 8 months ago. Today he's begging through our doorbell camera, claiming he didn't mean for things to go this far. Growing up, my brother and I were inseparable. We shared everything: friends, secrets, late-night conversations about our dreams. He was my protector, my confidant, the person I called when life got hard. But that changed when I met my husband. My husband was 3 years sober when we started dating. He'd lost nearly everything to alcoholism in his 20s, a promising career, friendships, even his relationship with his parents for a while. He'd clawed his way back through rehab, AA meetings, and intensive therapy. By the time I met him at 32, he was stable, honest about his past, and committed to his recovery. My brother seemed supportive at first. He came to our wedding, gave a touching speech about how happy he was for us. But I noticed small things that bothered me. He'd make jokes about my husband being no fun at parties. He'd question why we couldn't keep wine in the house for guests. He'd roll his eyes when my husband declined invitations to bars. "He's being dramatic," my brother said once after my husband politely left a family barbecue where drinking was heavy. "It's been years. Surely he can be around alcohol by now." I explained repeatedly that recovery is lifelong, that triggers are real, that respecting my husband's boundaries wasn't optional. My brother would nod, seeming to understand, then make another thoughtless comment the next time. The real trouble started when my father-in-law died suddenly. The grief hit my husband hard. His father had been his biggest supporter during recovery. I watched him spiral into depression, attending extra meetings, calling his sponsor daily, fighting to stay sober during the hardest time of his life. My brother knew all this. I'd called him crying, explaining how scared I was, how fragile my husband felt. "He's really struggling," I said. "Please, when you come over, just be supportive. No alcohol talk, no drinking around him. He needs us right now." "Of course," my brother promised. "I've got his back." 2 days later, my brother showed up at our house unannounced with a 6-pack of craft beer. My husband was upstairs showering. I saw the bottles and immediately felt my stomach drop. "What are you doing?" "Relax, I'll drink them outside. He won't even know." "No, absolutely not. You need to take those and leave." He actually laughed. "You're being ridiculous. I'm not pouring them down his throat. I just want a beer while we hang out." "He's grieving his father and fighting to stay sober. You promised—" "One beer won't kill him," my brother interrupted, already heading to our back porch. "Stop being so controlling." I physically blocked his path. "Get out, now, and take those with you." The look he gave me was pure contempt. "You've changed since you married him. You used to be fun. Now you're just his anxious babysitter." "Leave," I said, voice shaking with rage. He left, but not before loudly setting the 6-pack on our kitchen counter. "I'll pick these up next time," he called out. "When you've calmed down." I threw them in the trash the moment he was gone, then broke down crying on the kitchen floor. That's where my husband found me when he came downstairs. When I told him what happened, I saw something break in his eyes. Not anger, disappointment, hurt, and something worse. The look of someone realizing they're not safe even in their own home. "I'm so sorry," I whispered. "He's gone. He won't come back." My husband just nodded slowly. "Your brother thinks I'm weak. You're the strongest person I know." But the damage was done. My husband became hypervigilant in our own house, checking cabinets, sniffing drinks before taking a sip. His grief mixed with this new violation created a dangerous cocktail of emotions. His sponsor suggested an intensive outpatient program to help him through this vulnerable period. I called my brother that night. "You need to understand what you did. My husband is in crisis partly because you—" "Oh, come on, I brought beer to your house. I didn't force feed it to him. If he's that fragile, maybe he needs professional help." "He's getting help, and you're not welcome here anymore until you apologize and commit to respecting his recovery." "Fine. Call me when you remember I'm your brother, not him." The line went dead. Weeks passed. My husband slowly stabilized with treatment and support. We created a new normal, safer, more insulated. I mourned the loss of my brother's presence in my life, but knew I'd made the right choice. Then things escalated. Our mutual friend called me, concerned. Your brother has been posting weird stuff about your husband on Facebook. Nothing specific, but implications that he's manipulative, that you're trapped. I thought you should know. My brother had indeed made several posts about family members who choose toxic partners over blood relatives, and how some people use their problems to control everyone around them. The subtext was clear to anyone who knew our situation. I blocked him immediately. My husband never used social media, thankfully, so he didn't see it. But other family members did. I started getting calls. "What's going on with you and your brother?" my aunt asked. "He seems really hurt." "Did he explain what he did?" I countered. "Something about you overreacting to beer?" "Honey, that does seem a bit extreme." I realized my brother was spinning a narrative, painting himself as the victim of my unreasonable demands. Rather than engage in family drama, I simply said, "My husband's sobriety is non-negotiable. My brother knows what he did." Most family members dropped it, but some sided with my brother. It created an uncomfortable rift at family gatherings. I attended fewer events, and my husband stopped going entirely. 6 months after the beer incident, my mother's birthday dinner brought everything to a head. I'd confirmed with my parents that my brother understood we would be there, that this was neutral ground, that everyone would respect boundaries. We arrived to find my brother already there, drink in hand, not just any drink, whiskey, my husband's former drink of choice. My brother made eye contact with my husband while taking a long sip. My husband's hand found mine, gripping tight. "Let's go," he whispered. But before we could leave, my brother spoke up loudly. "Oh, come on, man. It's just whiskey. Are you seriously so weak you can't even be in the same room as alcohol? How do you function in the real world?" The room went silent. My mother gasped. My father stood up, anger flashing across his face. I didn't think. I grabbed my wine glass. I occasionally had a drink, always away from home, and threw the contents in my brother's face. "How dare you?" I hissed. "You have no idea what strength looks like. My husband survives every single day fighting a disease that would have killed him. You can't even survive one evening without being a cruel, selfish asshole." I grabbed my husband's hand and we left. Behind us, I heard my father's voice raised at my brother, my mother crying, but I didn't care. We drove home in silence, my husband staring out the window. "I'm sorry," I finally said. "I shouldn't have thrown the wine. That was... Don't apologize." My husband's voice was rough. "Thank you for defending me. But I think I need to limit contact with your family for a while. Maybe permanently. I understand. Whatever you need." That night, my husband had his first panic attack in years. I held him through it, feeling rage at my brother course through me like poison. The next morning, I sent my brother a final message. "You deliberately triggered my husband at a family event. You've shown nothing but contempt for his recovery and our marriage. Until you get professional help for whatever is making you act this way, you're not part of our lives. I love you, but I love him more, and I choose his safety over your ego." He responded immediately. "You've made your choice. Don't come crying to me when your broken husband inevitably relapses and ruins your life." I blocked his number, feeling something fundamental shift inside me. That wasn't my brother speaking. Or if it was, he wasn't someone I recognized anymore. Life improved without my brother's toxic presence. My husband thrived. We celebrated holidays quietly, built friendships with other couples in recovery, created a peaceful home. Then, 7 months after I'd cut contact, our doorbell camera activated at 2 a.m. My brother stood on our porch, clearly intoxicated, shouting into the camera, "I know you're watching. I need to talk to you. I'm your brother. You can't just throw me away." My husband woke up beside me, immediately tense. I grabbed my phone, watching my brother stumble and catch himself on our porch railing. "I'll call the police," my husband said quietly. "Wait." I watched my brother's face on the screen, red, puffy, desperate. "Something's wrong." My brother looked directly at the camera. "I lost my job. My girlfriend left me. I've got nobody. You're my sister. Please." My finger hovered over the phone. My husband placed his hand gently over mine. "Whatever you decide, I support you," he said. "But if you let him in, I'm going to our bedroom and locking the door. I can't be around him like this." I understood. I pressed the speaker button. You're drunk. Go home. We'll talk when you're sober. I am home, my brother shouted. This is my family. You're my family. Not like this. Go sleep it off. Call me tomorrow afternoon. You're really going to leave me out here? His voice cracked. After everything? After everything you've done, yes. Get help. Real help. Then we'll talk. I disconnected and turned off the camera. My husband pulled me close as we listened to my brother yell for another 10 minutes before finally leaving. Neither of us slept. He didn't call the next afternoon, or the day after. A week of silence passed before my mother called. Your brother is in the hospital. He wrapped his car around a tree. He's alive, but... Her voice broke. He was drunk. They found bottles in the car. I think your brother has a drinking problem. The irony was devastating. At the hospital, my brother looked small and broken in his bed. One leg in a cast, cuts on his face, eyes hollow. When he saw me, tears started flowing. I'm sorry, he whispered. You were right about everything. I have a problem. I've had one for years. Watching your husband fight his recovery, it scared me because I saw myself. So I got mean instead of getting help. I sat down slowly. You nearly killed yourself. I know. They want me to go to rehab. I'm scared. My husband was scared too. He went anyway. My brother nodded, fresh tears falling. Will he ever forgive me? I don't know. That's his choice. But if you're serious about recovery, I'll support you. From a distance. You broke something between us. It might never fully heal. I understand. That was 8 months ago. My brother completed a 90-day program and has been sober since. He attends meetings, sees a therapist, sends me weekly check-ins. I respond briefly, maintaining boundaries. My husband has never asked about him. I don't push. Some wounds run too deep for reconciliation. Last week, my brother asked if he could write my husband an apology letter. Not for forgiveness, just for accountability. I told him I'd ask. My husband considered it for a long time. Tell him yes, but I may not respond, and that has to be okay. It will be, I promised. I don't know what the future holds for my relationship with my brother. Maybe someday we'll rebuild something resembling what we had. Maybe not. But I've learned that love isn't about preserving relationships at any cost. Sometimes love is knowing when to walk away. Sometimes it's throwing wine in someone's face when they deliberately hurt your spouse. Sometimes it's saying no to your own brother because your husband's safety matters more than family expectations. And sometimes, maybe, it's leaving the door open just a crack for change, while knowing you'd slam it shut again in a heartbeat if necessary. That's not the storybook version of sibling love, but it's real. And in the messy, complicated world of addiction and family, real is all we have.